we had an aggregate demand shift that's only going to accelerate, right? The increasing demand for ETFs is it's not going to be linear. It's going to be exponential. Now it'll take a while to get to the knee of the curve. So that demand shock isn't going away. And there's 900 BTC a day produced today on April 8th. I think it's interesting that now the estimates are that the halving is going to occur on the same day as the lunar or the solar eclipse.
There has been a lot happening in the world of Bitcoin this week. We've seen big changes in the digital assets inflows and outflows. The latest data indicates a substantial shift in investor sentiment, particularly about certain ETFs. While there was a minor uptick in GBTC outflows this week, they remain in the range of 50 to 100 million. However, what's catching attention is the remarkable surge in inflows from other sources, notably iShares IBIT, Fidelity Bitcoin Index, and Bitwise. As expected, all this movement is affecting the price of Bitcoin, which has been going up steadily. Plus, with the Bitcoin halving event in April, investors are carefully thinking about what it might mean for prices. Is the halving event alone responsible for this surge, or are the ETF flows the primary driving force? Well, it looks like it's a bit of both. While the halving event is a big deal in Bitcoin's history and can affect prices, the current increase seems to happen because of various factors. More and more people are getting interested in Bitcoin ETFs, and a steady flow of money comes in from different sources. In the last discussion with Mike Ippolito of Blockworks Macro, renowned investor and financial expert Mark Yusko discusses the surging demand for Bitcoin ETFs, which he believes will continue to rapidly increase. Despite initial resistance from major financial firms, individual and institutional investors are fueling this demand. Yusko notes the upcoming Bitcoin halving event and its potential impact on supply, emphasizing the scarcity of Bitcoin due to lost or held coins. He suggests that this combination of increasing demand and limited supply could lead to significant price movements in the future. Let's look at some clips of the discussion as Mark Yusko elaborates his expert insights. As we view these clips, we'd appreciate your support. Please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Your engagement helps us continue to provide you with insightful updates on crypto finance. We hope you enjoy the video.
We had an aggregate demand shift that's only going to accelerate, right? The increasing demand for ETFs is it's not going to be linear. It's going to be exponential. Now it'll take a while to get to the knee of the curve, but as people like Vanguard and UBS and Merrill Lynch eventually drop their prohibitions against the ETFs, more capital will flow. But even with the largest firms still adamantly against, you've seen individuals and institutions. A big chunk of the BlackRock capital is coming from big places, sovereign wealth funds, pension funds.
The recent launch of Bitcoin ETFs has sparked discussions about the potential for an Ethereum ETF. While the Bitcoin ETF was met with anticipation and saw a rise in prices leading up to its launch, some are now considering whether a similar trend will occur with the Ethereum ETF. Investors are particularly interested in the upcoming deadline set by the SEC in May, which marks the last date for the approval of the VanEck Spot Ethereum ETF. That said, Mark Yusko also provides insights into the dynamics of the cryptocurrency market, particularly focusing on Bitcoin and Ethereum, and the likelihood of Ethereum experiencing a price action similar to Bitcoin's. Let's take a look at what Mark Yusko has to say.
Well, there's the logic, and then there's the emotion. So the logic would say, hey, SEC, you ruled multiple times that Bitcoin and ETH were not securities. Therefore, if you approve the Bitcoin ETF, ipso facto or, ceteris paribus, you should, approve the ETH ETF. That said, I watched, GG on the tube the other day, and I would say logic has nothing to do with this. He was all emotion and ain't no way. I think if you think back to the Bitcoin ETF, it was only a 3-2 vote. And he was the deciding vote, but he was forced, like literally forced by the courts. I think highly unlikely it gets approved, would be my guess, that emotion trumps logic. It's tougher to tell because all things are not equal. So one of the things that always happens in this part of the cycle. So we're in the late stages of, crypto summer. So, June, we swap over into crypto fall and get the parabolic part. In that late stages, you see this kind of price action where Bitcoin becomes the lead because people are anticipating the halving. And then the others, particularly ETH, they tend to move in lockstep, like at a ratio. At one point it was like 10-1 or 8-1, and they literally just move in lockstep. And then it filters down into the other coins too. And some of them actually then get on people's radar, and then they actually have their little spiky moves. And you saw that with Doge and Shiba in the last cycle, not so much this cycle, but at least people aren't talking about them as much. I don't see that silly little dog all the time. But I think this time it's frogs and other things. But I think in Bitcoin's case, and I haven't proven this in the sense of going to the wallets, but I shouldn't say. I've seen the wallets that were accumulating Bitcoin in advance of the Bitcoin ETF approval. I will argue those were related to BlackRock et al., that they were basically accumulating some that they could then go buy from and make a little profit too. And maybe it was friends of the firm, maybe it was hedge funds that they work with, maybe it was, so there was a lot of front running going on because there were people who were pretty sure this was going to be a blow up number. And you saw it was going up every day into the earnings and then ended up even more after the earnings. But that's a different kind of front running than this. This, I believe, was getting supply because when the demand for the ETFs came in, I think people knew it was going to be hard to go find enough Bitcoin to buy. And so that could be what's happening with ETH. So if people were doing the same kind of thing, then you'd have upward pressure. And you've seen ETH actually outperforming modestly. I mean, it's been pretty neck and neck, but outperforming modestly in the last few weeks. I probably lean that unlike the Bitcoin ETF, where you had pretty clear signaling by the sponsors that, we're good. And, the relentless meetings back and forth. I don't hear about lots of meetings and lawyers, doing lots of billable hours on ETH. So
other cryptocurrencies, notably Ethereum, tend to move in sync with Bitcoin at a fixed ratio before experiencing their price spikes. In previous cycles, coins like Dogecoin and Shiba Inu gained attention. However, there seems to be a shift in focus in the current cycle. Mark Yusko speculates on the accumulation of Bitcoin leading up to the approval of a Bitcoin ETF, suggesting that entities, potentially including hedge funds or associates of investment firms like BlackRock, were acquiring Bitcoin in anticipation of increased demand from ETF investors. This accumulation may have contributed to the upward pressure on Bitcoin's price. A similar pattern could be occurring with Ethereum, potentially explaining its recent outperformance compared to Bitcoin. But Yusko contrasts this scenario with the signaling observed in the lead-up to the approval of the Bitcoin ETF, where sponsors indicated their readiness to proceed. He implies that such clear signaling was absent in the case of Ethereum, leaving room for speculation about the underlying market dynamics driving its price movements. Bitcoin, as the pioneering cryptocurrency, has established itself as a digital store of value, characterized by significant price volatility and a capped supply of 21 million coins, contributing to its status as a deflationary asset. In contrast, Ethereum functions as a decentralized platform, enabling smart contracts and decentralized applications, offering a broader range of use cases beyond currency. Ethereum's price performance has been notable, with periods of rapid growth, particularly during the ICO boom of 2017. While Bitcoin maintains a higher market capitalization, Ethereum consistently ranks as the second most valuable cryptocurrency, reflecting its widespread adoption and utility within the decentralized finance and non-fungible token sectors. Bitcoin has made a strong start to 2024, not just in its price movements, but also in gaining global acceptance with the approval of nearly a dozen spot BTC ETFs. As the fourth halving approaches in about 2 months, experts predict a positive year for the primary cryptocurrency, with some foreseeing a price surge of up to $150,000, triple its current value. But as Bitcoin rises, so do some alternative cryptocurrencies or altcoins. 6 altcoins, namely Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche, Cardano, Chainlink, and Polkadot, could outperform Bitcoin in 2024. Ethereum, despite a quieter 2023, remains a top contender due to its widespread use in DeFi, NFTs, and other digital asset sectors. Solana, on the other hand, had a remarkable 2023 and is now a formidable competitor to Ethereum, boasting a growing ecosystem of DeFi and NFT projects. Similarly, Avalanche, Cardano, and Polkadot aim to challenge Ethereum's dominance, while Chainlink's decentralized Oracle network has secured significant partnerships and ventured into the world of real-world assets. This moves us to the topic of decision-making. When investing in crypto or any asset, research is key. Look into the asset's technology and purpose in its white paper, and consider the team's experience. Community support is also important for future success. Stay updated on market trends, regulations, and technological advances that may impact performance. Lastly, try to diversify your portfolio to manage risk and seek advice from financial experts. With thorough research and awareness, you can make smart investment decisions in the volatile crypto market. Which cryptocurrency do you think will see the most significant price movement in the coming months? And do you agree with Mark Yusko's insights? Share your opinions in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates on crypto finance. Your support drives us to continue delivering valuable insights. Stay tuned for our next video, and until then, happy investing.